Take 2.
I mean, take 1.
Right. Yeah. We never have to restart takes. We never fuck anything up on GS.
Is it actually going to work?
Yeah. It'll work. We'd like to thank Adult Swim Games for providing us with a copy of this title. Very generous. My name's Joe.
Oh, my name's Ed. It's a show. It's Game Soup. It's a show.
We're going to Death's Gambit.
Yeah, it's Death's Gambit today.
All right, it's working.
So what is it? Well, Joe's going to start a new file. I already have a file in progress. I'm really bad at this game. It is a 2D Souls-like. It wears its inspiration on its sleeve. And if you are a fan of Dark Souls games, or if you've played Salt and Sanctuary, you're going to feel right at home. It's got some interesting differences.
Oh boy.
And some quirks of its own. We'll get to some of them. And I'm not super familiar with the game. But we'll see how it goes. So you choose your class.
Blood Knight.
Yeah.
Reckless.
Some of these actually had... Okay, so each class I think has like a unique ability. Some of these are really cool.
Parrying gives you soul energy. I like parrying.
That's okay, yeah. Killing enemies gives you soul energy. So I think each ability is revolving around soul energy. It's basically like a it's like a skill points, you know? So as you attack, you build up this skill point meter, which is your soul. Yeah. And then you can use really powerful attacks. It's got a nice flow, you know, it makes the combat flow a little more than just R1, R1, R1.
Soldier. Okay, this is probably like the paladin type of guy.
Yeah, that's probably like the soldier, if you just want to go...
We'll try this guy.
Okay, yeah.
Alright. And what else? Oh, that's the class. So now we have to do item?
You get to choose one free gift.
Oh.
It's got, Dark Souls down to the character creator, even.
Holds a picture of someone dear to you.
That does nothing.
Unstable crystal. Unstable crystal does nothing?
No, the Rusty Charm does nothing.
Oh, okay.
It's a reference to the
Soul
pendant.
Stone. Well, what's good just for a beginner? That what's something that's going to be useful early on that we can really abuse?
Use the shield or the helmet, I think. I mean, you're going to pick up other ones
immediately. Fight by 5. Okay, sure.
It's pretty substantial.
Fight by 5.
Sure.
Create soul. Oh. That's a pretty clever way to call it create character or start game.
So unlike those games, this game has a very clear-cut story. And I'm going to shut up now so we can hear this.
Shame it's always the cowards that survive.
And we have a
Considering
protagonist.
the fate of your men, I thought I'd do them a service. Go back to Valos. You've an obligation to their families now.
All right.
Oh, we have to use the analog.
You do have to use the analog stick.
So soon.
I've never been a fan of that.
No, but we'll get to that.
Better get used to
So we've been resurrected by Death. Who's that dude?
This contract will resurrect you in service to me. Rest assured, your mind and actions will be your own. Though why you mortals insist in glorifying a self-aggrandizing hoax is beyond me.
It's a lot of big words, Death.
In return,
A lot of big words.
you must do something for me. Give it time. For now, just sign here. In blood, of course.
So the main character never talks.
Yeah, don't you think
kinda
that's
weird,
kind of
yeah.
weird because
It
he
is
has
weird,
a name and he's definitely
down on the D-pad.
Yeah, so
mount. Okay.
The D-pad is used just like in Dark Souls. It's used for item management and stuff like that. So that's why you can't use it. Maybe there's an option for that. I don't know.
We'll just use it for this. If I was playing the game for a long time, I would probably want to use the D-pad. But I've played games where you can't use the D-pad and you can only use the analog, and it's not the end of the world. But I just prefer to use the D-pad in a 2D game.
I gotta say, this game really knows how to open up, how to start. Because this whole thing, like this scripted horse riding scene, you know, there's this very scenic waterfall, and just that last room where you were just going and going and going.
Right. Read inscription. Press the X button. Oh, we just figured that out.
Yeah.
And then we have to
Most of this stuff you'll figure
use
out.
it right away. Right. Press menu to open your inventory.
There's some.
That's that. Okay.
Yeah. There are definitely some quirks with the menu system in particular. Like, for example, when you pick up items, they just kind of stack here in your inventory. Like, there's very little organization.
Oh. Oh, this is the item types.
Yeah.
And then
yeah, but like
this is just everything.
Yeah. So, and it's gonna fill up fast because you're gonna pick up all kinds of crap.
So you only have 20 slots.
No, I think you have way more than that, actually.
Oh, okay.
I think you have,
I just don't see any... there's no scroll wheel yet.
Yeah,
scroll indicator.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Pro
Pick it up.
That's your homeward bone, which just teleports you to the last... what do they call them? Shrines. They're called shrines. This was a weird thing.
LB.
Yeah.
Wait.
You hold LB.
You hold LB and you press up. And if you let go of LB, look what happens.
Yeah, yeah.
Whee. All right.
This game is very strong on gravity as well. You fall very quickly. So... I guess that's okay.
It really is. Wow, you fall like unnaturally fast.
Yeah.
I like fast. I like a fast fall, but
that's fast, man.
Yeah, this is like. Yeah, it feels a little. Yeah, it feels a little unnatural. Press R trigger button to use the secondary weapon.
It took a while for me to get used to the controls, and I'm still not used to
I don't have a secondary. Oh, I don't have a secondary weapon.
But
yet. Why would they tell me that?
Yeah.
Use the horse to leap over big gaps. Okay, I guess we should get the horse.
Well, not just that. Climb back up that ladder for a second.
Okay.
I wanted to see if you... we actually have to do this.
What do I have to do?
Go back over to the left.
Oh,
you're
this?
Trying to get past this, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, you cut the chain there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, and then we can bring our horse up here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty clever. Thanks for telling me that. It probably would have taken me ages. Or maybe 36 seconds, but a little bit longer.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. The turnaround animation looks pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, really, some really nice artwork, some really nice music. Like that title screen really sets a mood, you know?
Yeah, I like that song.
So here's your bonfire,
Level
a.k.a.
up.
Yeah.
We probably don't have any...
No, we have nothing. They're called shards.
No XP.
Right.
Yeah.
But we'll get there soon enough.
What's this? Oh. Is it going to open the door? Ah, okay. I just activated some platforms over here. I was going to say, it's kind of an interesting choice the way that they did the art in the... Whoops. In the cutscenes. The character art. It looks... Yeah, it's like... It's got this dithering to it. It's obviously a painting. It's like they just did a digital painting and then put some kind of effect over it where it looks dithered. It's not even really pixel art.
Yeah. It's unusual, right? Oh,
yeah,
crud.
but I'm not sure. I don't think I dislike it.
It's just how it is, I guess. So yeah, there's a lot of controls.
Let's see if I can parry. Oh, that was a little... Whoops.
Well, at least you can block. Yeah.
I don't know if we can parry. Was that a parry?
Well, actually, no. So what you're doing, you can get a perfect block. I think you have to press a button to parry. Yeah, you have to hold the shield button and then press X to actually parry. Like that.
Oh.
Shield
I'm going to
break.
get myself killed.
Yes, that's okay. I think
Is my shield broken? Oh.
You ran out of stamina. So yeah, this is what happens when you die. So you lose one of your healing items, which are called Phoenix Plumes. I think you start with 3.
I suppose it was too much for me to expect you to read the fine print. You exist in a state of limbo, neither truly dead nor truly alive. Death, as you mortals know it, is merely one facet of its infinite complexities.
He looks pretty damn cool.
He does.
I like the design of him a lot. But yeah, you can see like the way that they did the character art in this. I haven't seen any other games do it like this. It's like barely pixel. It's ultra high bit, I guess. Like the game's already kind of high bit just in the normal the in-game graphics, but the character art is like you almost you'd almost expect just to see the painting at that point when you bring it up to that level of detail.
And it will take its toll on you.
So yeah, it's very detailed.
Yeah. And something else that's quite interesting about this, which I don't think I've ever seen in any other game, is that most of the story is told through when you die. A lot of times when you die, you'll see a flashback to the main character's past in some form. So you learn a lot. And that's kind of their way of saying that they expect you to die a lot. And you pretty much do, so you almost always see that, I think, you know? I think most players will get to see all of those story elements. By the way, this is made in Game Maker, Joe.
Oh, was it?
It was, yeah.
That's cool to know.
It is.
That's good for us to know.
So it's really cool to see what can be done with Game Maker, because we're working with it ourselves.
Death gives you a god complex, I see. If you intend to squander your life, go right on ahead. I'm sure your men are eager to see you.
Yeah, I definitely like the
Make sure
character
you
designs.
think twice. Take one of these. They're restorative plumes.
There you go. So that's your healing
Use
item.
it to ensure your return to Vados. Consider it the last kindness I offer you. Compared to what lies ahead, I assure you it is.
Yeah, I feel like every time that a Souls-like...
Oh, did we get it?
Yeah. So you can use RB to heal yourself.
I just said, did we get it? And it said feather gained in very large text on the screen.
Couldn't have been any bigger.
Very observant. Press RB button to use the equipped item.
And you can toggle that with the D-pad left and right to change items.
So
But
that
you
was
don't have
my
anything
heal.
else to-
Oh, RB
Yeah.
is my heal.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can rest.
Oh my god, the cat. But guess we gotta let him in.
Okay, so that does restore our heals as
Yeah.
expected. Oh, I just rested again.
You know, I think the real question is, whenever a Souls-like game comes out, the real question is, you just care about what's different, right? Because you already know what's the same. A lot of it is. But like, for example, every time you die, you drop a feather. So say you start with 4 phoenix plumes, right? And you die 4 times, and you don't pick any of them up, then they're gone, and you have to pay. You have to pay to get them back. You know.
Oh, you have to go down to confirm here to
There
make
you go,
sure
yeah.
to actually level up. Okay, got it.
So, but one of the big differences is you don't lose your souls when you die. You just
Oh, you
lose
don't?
you lose a healing item. You know. So
Oh, it makes it a little harder then.
it does. Yeah, because if you died once, you probably used all your healing items, and you have fewer next
Oh,
time.
that's interesting. Usually it becomes easier.
Yeah.
Usually they try to figure out a way to make it easier for the player, either through leveling up or through another mechanic, so
Yeah.
that if they continually die, that they can progress. But this makes it harder.
And at least in the beginning of the game, the levels don't seem to matter that much.
The L button for how do we block? Oh shit! It was
There you go.
not what I
Yeah.
thought.
I started as a different class, and I noticed, like, I've struggled for the first, 2 hours of the game, just having enough stamina to do anything. So it's definitely balanced in a different way. And I know it's not really fair to go in with those kinds of expectations, expecting it to be one way or the other. But,
When blocking,
Oh, yeah.
press secondary weapon button to kick shielded enemies. Oh, there we go. Okay.
but I did notice...
Oh, he has an
Yeah.
upswing there. All right, we'll wait for that, and then we'll give him a kick.
There
How'd you
go.
like that, sir?
Give me the old 1, 2. There you go.
This is easy.
uh,
Oh god.
hey, nice.
Oh, I tried to deflect it. I wonder if it'll
Yeah.
work.
Oh my god,
Yes.
you can. You can. You taught me something new.
Well,
You're pretty good at games,
you
Joe.
gotta do it a little early, a little earlier than I've been doing it.
Dragon Bar. Can't do it. There you go. So the combat's... Oh, nice. You got a counter.
Well, that's a death.
You die. You did. I'm surprised that it doesn't... Well, okay. Nah, never mind. So at least you get 2 of your Phoenix plumes back, and you dropped one where you died.
So I should have used one instead of letting
Yeah.
myself die.
Right.
Right.
But
That
who
would've been
knew?
Smart.
I mean,
knew.
well-
I knew.
All right. It's one of those games where you die quickly anyway.
Wait, oh, I hit the wrong one. It's the secondary. Oh no,
Oh,
he's
okay.
broken my. Oh, I have to roll.
Yeah. There's a lot of encounters with multiple enemies here too. So even though it's 2-dimensional, you still really have to think about...
Oh, we can't roll through him when he has a shield. You know what?
You know what? Yeah,
I
no.
have an idea.
You actually can't roll through a lot of enemies, as it turns out. Which is one of the biggest sticking points that I had. Because I'm so used to doing that. Especially in Salt and Sanctuary. And especially, obviously in any Dark Souls game, you can roll around enemies.
Hey, how does this compare to Salt and Sanctuary? I really didn't play very much of that.
Yeah,
I've got maybe 2 hours of Salt and Sanctuary experience.
yeah. I mean, this is certainly more. It has more of a store. Well, I I don't know. I guess it's hard to say, really. It's balanced in a very different way. And this, actually, Death's Gambit, there's a lot of bosses in this game. I feel like most of my time was spent dying to bosses.
Oh, that's Souls, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, this seems fun.
Yeah.
Let's heal.
Yeah. But it does seem to have, like, a pretty large variety of different weapons you can use, and obviously the class system gives you a unique ability. I mean, it seems like there's a lot to do, and it has a lot of replay value. I just don't like that you can't roll through enemies, because I really want to roll behind them and stab them in the back where I can't be damaged, you know?
You can't roll behind them at all? Like, ever?
At least if they have a shield.
Oh, yeah, if they have a shield, yeah.
But, well,
I think I rolled behind
did you?
a normal enemy before.
Well, now that you mention it, now I'm questioning myself. You'll have to test it out. But one thing that I did notice about this game, especially with the equipment system, is that the numbers for equipment are really, they're much simpler than Salt and Sanctuary or Dark Souls.
Yeah, you can roll through this guy. Oh, stamina low.
So that's a cool telegraph system. I really like that.
Yeah, the skulls are pretty clear. Skull usually means death. Yeah, you can roll through this guy.
Okay, good. And you see that a lot. That's that skull thing. So cheap shots, I think they're pretty rare, and you know, you pretty much always know when something's gonna hit you.
I mean, so far there's been a lot of variety to the combat. I've had to use a different strategy for every enemy that we've seen so far. Hopefully that's not coming through on the mic. The cat is rubbing his face on it.
And his tail. Get over here. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Alright, well he died. Oh, now we can go down here. Oh, come on.
Yeah. You gotta backtrack. So I mean, it's like a Metroidvania, you know. It's a 2D. I guess maybe that's a good way to say it too. It's a 2D Metroidvania.
A lot of shards now.
Yeah.
We'll get Vite, Strength,
get Endurance,
and
that's it.
That's good. All right, good enough.
Yeah, the beginning of the game is really starves you for endurance. You're gonna run out of stamina almost every time you attack.
All right, maybe I'll just start picking that only then. Maybe this class starts with a lot of endurance. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
No.
I'm full on heal feathers now, so I guess I don't need to go back to where I lost them.
Well, you're not full. You could have 4 now.
Oh, you can have. Is there a max?
I don't know what the max is, but it's as many as you find.
I just assumed that it started you at a max of 3.
And you can drop down.
That's just a drop down. Okay.
Yeah.
You can read a lot faster than me, and also you know how to play the game.
And not just that, but you can upgrade your Phoenix Plumes to have different effects as well.
Left on the D-pad. I don't have any other items.
No, you don't.
This one won't do either.
This cat wants to leave.
We'll let him out.
All right.
What happened to them? An explanation for another time. Seems we have a straggler.
Yeah, I'm immortal.
Uh-oh.
Trust you won't disappoint.
So what now?
For your sake.
I guess this is a boss. Did I save?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon.
Not too late. Return from whence you came. You're not the only orphan of war, but perhaps you'll be the last.
Ugh, this cat, man.
Know that I do this to put an end to tragedies like yours.
Every character design so far, pretty top-notch.
Is this the bony thing? The bony bones you were talking about earlier?
Oh, like bone animation?
Yeah.
Like Ed was saying flash-style animation. I call it bony animation, because you animate the characters with bones. But yeah, you can kind of see the way that the characters move. It's not all like that, but a lot of the animation in this game,
like this character
it looks a little unnatural, because I think they're using either a bone system or they're just rotating the pieces of the sprite a lot instead of redrawing it each time.
The main character is not, though, right? The main character is hand-drawn every frame, it looks like.
Maybe? I think so. Like, if it's done well, then it'll look natural either way, but...
And also, what's really cool is I think this was also just 2 guys.
Really? That's great to know, because we're 2 guys. And
yeah, it's pretty inspiring.
if we could make a game even close to this, I'd be pretty happy with that.
I remember being excited about this game that, like, as the first time I heard it, and I heard what the premise was all about. I mean, I'm always happy to see more games, more Souls-like games. So this was something I followed for a long time.
Like, the attack animations on this boss look good.
Yeah.
But they're fast, so... But like the timing looks good. The timing on the animation, I mean, looks good. You get a good warning, and then when the attack happens, it happens fast.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a learning curve. And
Here we go.
you're going to find yourself locked into animations a lot.
Yeah, well, I picked a slow guy, it feels like, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the whole game is slow. Like, I picked a character who has daggers and also a scythe. And he still feels slow. You know, it's one of those games where if you mash the attack button, then you're greeting yourself into an early grave, so to speak, you know? So it often pays to be very defensive.
Yeah, I guess we'll just keep going, actually.
And
I don't know why I ran back there.
I'm one greedy dude. Earlier today, I tried to go through the same area like maybe 8 or 9 times because I just kept being greedy. Just trying to take one more hit. You know, get one more attack in.
What class did you pick again?
Oh, I don't remember. Not this one, I think. I think I chose a different one. Maybe we'll look at it later if we have the time for it.
So I can save here.
Yeah.
That seems good.
And you also get level ups pretty frequently. Like, it doesn't cost all that much.
To reclaim lost
Right.
plume. Oh, you can use some of your shards to
Right.
reclaim plumes.
So, you know, if you lost one in an unfavorable location, you can just pay for it to get it back right away.
That's fair. I think that's fair enough. I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
And since you keep your money, your experience...
Oh, whoops. Oh, that actually does some damage, though. Yeah, I like that. I like that you can kick this guy down, and that this guy's easy enough. I imagine there's going to be some more enemies that are similar later on with more difficult timing, but this is a good way to teach. Yeah, I like that kick mechanic against the shield guys.
I found the controls a little hard to wrap... I think I said this already. A little hard to wrap my head around. And, like, sometimes I still mess up. Because I can't remember. Like, I think it's just weird. I don't know if there's a good way to do this on a 2D game, you know? Like, you hold the L trigger to pull up your shield, and then you have to press the right trigger to kick. Maybe there's not a better way to do it.
Dead Cells did it pretty damn well.
It did, didn't it?
I also reset the controls in that to my
Right.
my preferences.
And
But
I think this game has more character actions.
I think I could probably set this up, though, if I could set this up to be more similar to Dead Cells for myself. Like, if I was going to play this for a long time, I would definitely change the... Hopefully you can remap the buttons. I don't know.
I think so. I don't know.
I've been playing God of War recently for the PS4, and you cannot remap the buttons to whatever you want on that.
Really?
Yeah, there's like different variations. I just stuck with the default. Whoops. I'm just gonna kill him. What was that? Oh, that was that guy's
That was
soul,
his
right?
ghost, yeah. He's a ghost now.
Nothing funnier than a ghost. They're very real.
And very scary.
Yeah, come and haunt us at the GS Studios. Idiots. Do you think that was antagonizing enough?
Idiots.
You think they'll do it?
The ghosts? Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. At least one of them will fall for it. It is pretty breathtaking to see the graphics and the world that's been built here, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of thought put into it.
Okay, so that's that purple bar at the top below your stamina. That's your soul energy bar.
Press Y to use your equipped ability.
Whoa.
Oh, well, damn.
Yeah.
I used it while not facing the guy. That could have been way cooler if I had been facing him, so just pretend that I had hit him there.
Right. And this is like really, I think the meat
Is,
of the...
am I not hurting him?
I think you're
Feels
just
like I'm
building
not
up.
hurting.
I think you're just building up energy, so you have to use that attack.
Yeah, let's do
I
it.
think it's a tutorial to say you have to use this, or else you can't.
So am I waiting? Oh, attack enemies to gain energy.
Right.
Okay.
And that's kind of the flow of it. You attack a little bit.
So he's not taking damage, but it counts as me attacking him.
Yeah, so
now
now
I
you
have
can-
the ability. Oh, that was fun. I could have done something about that, but I chose not to.
Right.
It wasn't my poor reflexes. Did I
Oh,
get him?
You didn't get him
Oh,
because he was
Christ.
attacking.
Oh, really? Oh, gosh. What a miserable state of affairs we've gotten ourselves into here.
Try it now.
All right, eat this, sir. Did that get him?
Oh no, you jumped right over him.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's kind of hard to aim when you don't know what it is, right?
Third time.
Hey, there you
Okay,
go.
so his shield's been pummeled.
There you go. Cool. So what is cool though about these weapons is that
Oh,
every
he does it again?
attack enemies to gain energy. Every weapon has a bunch of different abilities like that you can use, and you can bind them to those 3 squares in the lower left-hand corner. And you can change those at shrines. So depending on what weapon you want to use, you can choose different... Like, some of them will make the enemy bleed. So, oh, the talent. That's right.
Oh, this is where it gets complicated.
Yeah, it is. That's actually not too bad.
Oh, here we go. We
This is
press
the
the
talent
R
tree.
bumpers to
Yeah.
change to the talent tree, and then we've got a journal. We've got options. Well, already this is a lot easier to read than the God of War
Oh, yeah?
user experience. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about it
No.
because it would take about 5 minutes to do my rant on the user experience in God of War. It's a good game, but good God, the menus. All right.
So you know what is cool, though? Well, actually, okay. Good and bad. There's a lot of interesting stuff on here, but I do find that a lot of it is pretty inconsequential. So, I mean, just go ahead and pick one of these paths. Some of these are really cool, but it might just be because the early ones are supposed to be very, not super, super useful.
So these are locked.
You can
I
pick.
can't pick them, or I can?
You can pick. Wait, can you? What's to the left?
Sentinel's Might. Parrying gives soul energy
You already
to
have
use
that.
for
I think.
abilities.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
you
so I can
to-
get one of these
yeah.
locked ones then.
So you can regenerate stamina faster while blocking.
Yeah, let's take that.
Sure.
I
Oh, wait, you
hit
can't?
select. Oh, I guess I have to take Sentinel's Might.
Oh no, it's the X button. That's right. It is the X button.
What, the X button to pick it? Are you serious?
Go
No, it's
to
not.
hit left. It just said X. What happened? What
Oh,
happened?
X to confirm.
X to confirm.
Oh, and then it unlocks the other ones, but we don't have any more
Oh.
points.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought that was the ability that you started
Yeah,
with.
it's a little confusing. You have to press A to select it, and then X, to confirm. And you have to see that the little tooltip comes up at the bottom that says X to confirm. I kind of don't like that.
It's so tiny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we figured it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, user UX design, UI design, very overlooked.
Yeah, I'm not going
In
to criticize anybody for that because...
It's
It is
it's
insanely-
very difficult, and it's something that you don't even notice when it's done well.
But the second you try to do it, you realize it's a nightmare. Anyway, the point of the soul energy thing that I was saying before is that really controls the flow of combat.
How far can we fall?
There's no fall damage. Why did you say it like that? Why did you say it like that?
I don't know.
Who are you talking to? Oh, those guys are so annoying. They have these explosive arrows.
Do we have a downward slam? I'm just gonna skip that item.
No.
I'm not sure where we're going though. I'm kind of just going backwards.
Yeah, you know what? That's kind of what I did and have been doing. So eventually you get to this hub area, this little town, and there's a bunch of paths to go from there.
Actually, now might be a good time for you to show us that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Rather than just watching me backtrack here.
Sure. Let's.
And
Let's
since
switch
it's
over.
getting towards the end of the night here on GS,
Sure. You're doing really good though. I mean, I didn't do this good. I kept.
well, I
dying.
picked the guy with the big sword.
You
So,
did.
should we get to a save point maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, you actually just passed one, but
Isn't this one here? Or was this not a... Yeah,
oh,
this
there it
one,
is.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just do that.
The saves are pretty frequent too, which is nice. The shrines,
So we're saved now?
we are saved.
We're saved?
So you
Okay.
can, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we live? We're live. So I'll show you my file. I'm level.
Ed's going to show us how it's done, yeah.
Stop that.
Level 23.
Yeah.
Well, you can see he's not that far into the game either.
No.
We aren't speaking on any real authority here
No.
on this episode. It's a Wild Game Appears episode. A lot of the times, most of the time, in the history of GS, we go into these Wild Game Appears episodes blind. But more recently, we've been trying to at least get a little bit of experience with the game before we go into it. But
Actually,
I don't really have anything against going into it blind.
No, me either. I feel like it's just. I think it's more interesting if you can talk with some confidence about what's actually happening.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
actually, yeah.
I was going in blind. I have never played the game before, but Ed's played it a little bit. So that's a good way to do it too. If one of us plays the game and then the other can ask questions about it, at least Ed can answer some basic stuff about the
Yeah.
game. He was able to answer all my questions.
This is actually a really good section of the game to show. It's still pretty early on. There's a boss fight that I kept dying to, and I will show you that boss.
Okay, let's see him.
And
Can you refight the bosses?
oh, that's another cool thing. So when you kill the bosses, you can do a heroic rematch, which is like a hard version of the same boss.
Oh, that's pretty awesome, actually.
And you can do that as much as you want, not just once, but you can do it infinitely. So it's really cool.
And you get experience every time?
I think you do. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But,
I mean, that's a good way to grind. If you're gonna be grinding, you might as well do it doing interesting battles repeatedly rather than just killing the same normal enemies over and over again.
Yeah, yeah. And there's this as well. You'll pick up these tomes. These are basically items just planted around in the world, and every one that you pick up deals 5% more damage against a certain boss. So like I've picked up 2 of these bulwark tomes. So we deal 10% more damage against this boss, which I have not beaten
Against the boss.
Against.
I think it's a typo there.
It is. Is it say? Oh, it says. All of them say agains. Oh no, that one doesn't.
That one says it correctly.
What? Agains the boss? Okay, so just these 2 are labeled or have a typo. That's weird. But you can see my talent tree here. Still pretty early on.
Yeah, speaking of typos.
Oh yeah?
I bought a shirt recently of my favorite band, the Beastie Boy. I didn't realize it when I bought the shirt. I was at a flea market, and then when I got home, I was like, "This isn't my favorite band." It said the Beastie Boy. I bought a typo instead of a shirt of my favorite band.
Was it a knockoff?
Well, the whole story was a lie. It's the Beastie Boy is not my favorite band, nor is the Beastie Boys. I didn't buy a shirt, and
That's a good story though.
yeah, it was a lie. You were probably saying something important before too, but I interrupted you to tell you that lie about a typo.
Why did you?
I don't know.
It was fine. Oh, this is a merchant. You can also kill merchants in this game? Wait, why can't I talk to you?
He's a snail.
Up. I'm pressing up on the D-pad. I'm pressing down on the D-pad, and look, I was talking to him earlier today.
Press up on the. Use the analog. No, he don't want to talk to you. Maybe did you kill his brother?
No.
Is it bugged?
He wanted me to kill him. This guy asks you to kill him.
That's odd.
I think this is a
That's
bug.
odd behavior.
I think it's a bug. Well, anyway, we'll just pretend it didn't happen. I'm going to try to get to that. Oh, yeah, this is the boss fight. Oh, yeah, this game does something else that I'm jealous about because I want to do it in our games. This is something that I've told Joe about explicitly several times.
Okay.
Here's this boss fight, by the way, the one that I am currently on and have died against many times. It's this
easy.
This zoom out thing, right? This thing where the camera zooms out until you are the size of a pea, you know?
Pretty cool.
And I think it's a really cool effect. I never considered using it for boss fights, though. I was more just thinking in action sections. But it's
just to zoom out if you're running really fast.
Yeah.
You could zoom out if you're like crossing a bridge or something to an epic area of the game.
But it works for this really well because the game is so slow, and you're not really losing anything even at this depth, you know.
Yeah, it definitely works. It looks good.
And
Looks good. Looks like it plays well enough. You can see everything going on. Kind of like a Shadow of the Colossus.
That's exactly, yeah.
I'm sure that this game's been compared to that as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Can you climb on the guy though?
You can't. So actually,
okay.
the person that you're fighting is that red woman at the top in the red armor.
Yeah.
And you ran into her just now earlier in your playthrough. And this is the thing that she summoned to defeat us. So you knock his legs down.
Okay, so he.
And this is the real fight.
She comes down and battles you.
So that's kind of
Does she jump back on him?
She does
later.
Yeah.
Okay. And I kind of assumed that would be the loop of this battle.
I think it's timed too, and that's kind of like I was getting. Yeah. So it doesn't last that long, and that's what was getting me anxious because I was like, oh god, I gotta deal as much damage as I can, and I ended up like getting hit.
Yeah, you're gonna get yourself hit. Yeah.
But like if you'll notice when you do
the oldest trick in the book.
I know. When you do these ability attacks, the ones in the lower left corner, you do so much damage compared to just your straight up regular attacks.
You need to heal.
So like you almost never just want to spam X. You know, that almost never does anything. So like this one, for example, it's a dagger special ability that when you use it, it makes your next roll attack deal triple damage if you're using a dagger. So and almost all of them have some sort of benefit like that. So I think the idea is to like get you to pick 3 of them that sort of synergize with each other.
Right.
And they each have a different effect that sort of helps the weapon that you're choosing to use. So actually, I really like the scythe weapons. They're a dex-based weapon, but the range is huge, and it has this thing when you jump, you do like a full circle attack, which is really useful for a lot of enemies. Here we go. Okay, that was a pure accident that she didn't hit me.
Yeah, it looks like there's enough complexity to keep the combat interesting even after you've played it a lot.
Yeah. I will say the game does not hold your hand at all, though. When I got to that hub area for the first time, I ended up going against one of the bosses that I probably should not have even attempted. Oh, oh, yeah! So, this fight gets more complicated.
I can see.
So, Yeah, first you fight the giant, and then just her, and then eventually they combine. And that's why I think the Colossus's pattern is so simple. I think. Oh,
Yeah, because you. Oh, jeez.
the hitboxes on those are very unforgiving. Yeah, so like each of them by themselves would be easy, but they get combined. And actually, what's cool about the boss fights is that, you know, of course they're expecting
You're gonna get.
they're expecting you to die a lot, right? So there's a counter in game that tells you how many times you've died against the boss. And there's also a little mark on the boss's health bar that shows you how far you've gotten them down, you know? And also you get partial credit for them. So when you kill them and you make some progress on their health bar, you get the, I guess the amount of shards that you would get if you would, you know, if they only had that much health. It's kind of weird, you know, but like if you get them down to half health, you might get like half the shards that you would get. So you still get something out of it. It's like if you really need to level up, then you can just bang your head against the boss.
So you pretty much level up for doing anything then.
Yeah.
Just about.
And I do like that you don't lose experience, really.
It's like if you're playing Bloodborne or Dark Souls and you're just slamming your head against the boss over and over again, you don't really get a whole lot out of it except for you get a little bit better. Hopefully you get a little bit better at the boss each time you attempt him.
Yeah. I really can't talk to him now. That's so weird.
I get really tired of running back to the boss, though. That's the
Yeah.
one thing I really don't like about the Bloodborne and Dark Souls games. It's just... It's such a hassle sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I like Castlevania games without potions, because the save points are right next to the boss.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
If you really want to challenge yourself, that's a great challenge run. Just play any Castlevania, Metroidvania style game besides Circle of the Moon or Harmony of Dissonance,
No.
because they suck.
No.
But play any of them, and just try to do it without a potion. Without using any potions at all through the whole game. Now you'll slam your head against a few bosses probably along the way, but it feels great to be able to learn the patterns of a boss and beat them. I mean, I could have probably mentioned just about any game that has a save point right next to a boss that you have to memorize a pattern, but for whatever reason, we just love doing it. I mean, a shmup is basically, that's all it is. It's just memorizing.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like memorizing things. I like playing games.
So the same thing happens every time. But you're memorizing when you're playing this game,
Yeah.
or any kind
That's
of a Dark Souls game.
And if you look at some of the later bosses, it gets like bullet helly. It's insane. This
I
game-
like that.
Yeah, this game has an insane difficulty curve. It gets, especially with like the heroic rematches and everything.
Cannot stop them.
There is a lot you can do in this game, and you will never do it all the first time. There is so much to get killed by.
There's grass growing on that guy's sword.
He killed me. Did he kill me in one? Did he one-shot me? I think he one-shotted me. Oh, maybe I only had to have health though. Yeah, so that's the boss that I'm on now. I think I've fought him and died 5 times, maybe. So I'll go elsewhere. I'll show you what else there is. So I'm gonna reclaim that. Oh, so okay. So every time you do this, it costs more, by the way. So now it costs 240. So I can't even do it. So that's really where your money goes.
Each time you do it, it's not based on your level. It's
Right.
just each time. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you really don't want to abuse that.
Right.
You only get so many times doing it throughout the game. So that really is like a last ditch effort to get your game back.
Can't even level up. So, and of course, there's no map in the game. That's sort of the part and parcel. Is that the phrase? Part and package, parcel and package of the genre. Here's a room where I died a bunch. Can you guess why?
No.
I was actually trying that time too.
These guys look pretty neat though.
It's actually really fun to fight. A lot of these enemies are really fun to fight, especially one-on-one. It gets less fun when there's 2 of them.
These are like the 3 barbarians of Diablo 2. There was that one battle in there.
Oh,
the
yeah,
3
yeah,
barbarians.
On the top of the, was it like a mountain or something?
Yeah, something like that. It's been about a decade since I played Diablo 2. Probably longer.
Man, what a good game. So, and I am bad at games like these, but to be fair, they give you every advantage, you know? You have an unbelievable array of weapons that you can use and abilities. And if you're dying, it's probably because you don't know the enemies well enough. So, it's, you know, if there's very little in this game that I feel frustrated about because I feel like it's cheap, it doesn't really happen. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, like these guys you can't roll through. Oh, crud.
Oh, maybe it's just because they're so big.
I also feel really weak. I know I'm using a dagger and a scythe. Maybe they're just weaker weapons. But I just still feel really weak, like I'm not doing anything. So, you know, it's that whole thing where you have to build up the soul meter and then just use those attacks, which is fine. But it's a lot for my little brain to think about sometimes. There's a lot of controls, and there's a lot to do, and there's a lot of attacks that you have to dodge. It's like now...
Yeah, I think it's like that with most games now, because most action games, you can't just have like 1 or 2 attack
I
buttons.
know, yeah.
and-
They're so complex.
Yeah, they always have to have some kind of a cooldown system or different kinds of magic attacks or enchantments and buffs, and then you've got the whole progression system.
Yeah,
where you can socket your weapons and equip them with different runes or whatever.
That was the problem I had with Neo, actually, believe it or not.
I had too much progression, right?
Well, not just that, too many mechanics. I didn't realize that this was possible until I played that game. That's a game where, like...
Ed loves progression. Like, he over loves it. Joe's the opposite.
But
I could do with no progression in a game, and I generally prefer it.
But Neo was overwhelming in progression and mechanics.
Yeah, I found it to be overwhelming.
So it's cool that it has, you know, a different style of loot system.
I also find God of War to be a little bit overwhelming, not because it's necessarily more overwhelming than any other complex game. Any other game, like I can't think of an example. But as far as just a one-player story-driven game, I think there's a little bit too much complexity in it.
No, that's fair.
Or it might just be the UI is more difficult to navigate. But I don't want to open up that entire can of worms because we're playing a different game.
So the goal here is to defeat that boss. I think we want to let these guys out of their cages. Based on my skill, it's not going to happen. See, I know it looks like I was kind of floundering around back there. Part of it is it's actually just that hard. I just got hit by a trap. Oh yeah, there's some really cool chest mechanics in this game. That golden chest down there. In fact, I wonder if we can get to that. So those gold chests are ones that if you haven't used a feather since you last sat at a bonfire...
Oh my god.
You
Can you dash through there? Or roll? I guess, can you...
Those things explode.
This is funny.
I mean,
This is a funny game.
It's actually really fun to die in a lot of cases.
It seems fast. Like you die fast and you get back to where you were pretty fast.
It's weird because you're attack... Oh my god! I did not mean to attack them.
You're hurting the guys.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that.
In their cages. That's really cowardly of you. Maybe the guy in the beginning of the game was correct to call our main character a coward.
So
And a creep.
Like you said earlier, you fall really quickly, which is true. So it is fast in some ways, and then in other ways, I feel like the animation locks are like a little, just a hair too long.
You know what you can do?
What?
Make the fall a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Add a downward slam.
That's what they needed
You can
to do.
never go wrong with a downward slam.
I think you're right. There must be a trick to getting through here, right? Because I don't have a dash or anything yet.
Just roll, man. You'll make it. You'll make it. Just roll.
No, I won't, though.
Just roll, man.
I made it.
Yeah, I was right.
How did you know?
I actually was kind of thinking you were going to get hurt. I was trying to trick you. But you actually made it through. So my plan to get you killed in this game where it's very easy to get killed was foiled.
That was weird, because I feel like I shouldn't have dodged that. I feel like that should have hit me, you know?
It looked like it should have hit you, but I guess you had iframes. Maybe you did something you weren't supposed to do.
Maybe. Okay, so there is a part of this combat that feels pretty clunky to me. Like I was just saying with the cooldowns, like the animation locks. Sometimes you want to go right into a jump. And I find that
it seems like jump attack, like a Castlevania style jump and attack is the way to go because you don't have the wind up and you don't stop your character from moving.
Yeah, that is true. Although you do get the
chest.
This is the chest that I was talking about. Only opens if you haven't used a Phoenix Feather. Guess what I just did. So we don't get that
Just
chest.
our luck.
So we can go back and sit at the shrine and try again.
Yeah, it's also just our luck that the news stole our term. Fake news.
Yeah, they stole it from us. We
did originate that term because we used to have a game on GS that we would play called Real News Fake News. But then the term was stolen from us, so we retired the game.
The name, the phrase.
The phrase and the game.
The game? Oh, and the game. That was a fun game, though. We should continue to... That's a spider. I see a spider on the door.
That's fun.
That's a tiny one, though, right? Anyway.
Well, Real News, Fake News was where we would read headlines, and one of the headlines would be a real headline, and the other ones would be made up by Joe and Ed, and the viewers had to guess which one of the stories was the real one. That's how it went. But we don't do it anymore because it was stolen.
You know, we didn't actually invent that game because NPR also does that.
No, they don't. Only because we did it first.
Okay, so...
Alright, let's just play Death's Gambit.
Oh, we're almost out of time here, actually. I was trying...
Oh, fuck, you're right, we are.
Yeah, I was trying to get back to the hub, but I'm a little bit lost. Because, like you, I have no sense of direction.
I'm a big fan of kicking those shields
It's fun, man.
off of those guys.
This is the way I came. Here we go, yeah. Oh, yeah, here's the other kind of chest. One of those...
What the fuck?
Those explodey boys got me. Usually I see them.
This is like comical.
Yeah,
The deaths in this, it looks comical. Almost every time you die, it's funny.
Yeah. And if you... Okay, so I watched... one of the streamers that I have watched frequently is a guy named Lobos Jr. He played
Never
through
heard
this.
of him. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. I knew you've heard of him because I talked to you about him.
Yeah.
And when this came out, he played through the whole thing, and he grinded for hours on certain bosses just trying to learn their patterns, and he would just die over and over and over and over. And it was comical.
Is it too hard? Is the game just too hard?
I think it's very hard. I don't think it's too hard. It's just very hard.
I don't know if I'd want to make a game this hard.
I mean, there's a lot to be said for a game like this that lets you replay it over and over and a whole bunch of different styles and different weapons. I think that's fine. I don't think it's cheap, which I think is the important... I think that's what matters. If it's hard and really too hard, that's cool too.
Oh, is this a sleeping dragon? It's a sleeping phoenix. It looks like a phoenix. That looks like something you should disturb. Keep swinging at it.
This was a boss arena, and I already fought the boss.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah.
Dodge that bullet.
I wonder why you can't do a rematch there. Pick up Crystallized Plume, new healing feather.
Oh yeah, I wanted to finish my rant about the God of War progression. I'm almost done with it.
All right.
But I wanted to come back to that real quick.
Sure.
The reason why I don't like the complexity of it, not that it's incredibly complex, but I would rather that a game like that focus on the story and the action.
And the puzzles.
Not so much the puzzles for me, but I'll get through them. One thing I do have to say good about it, without getting into a full review, is that a lot of the puzzles in the game are optional.
Oh, that's nice.
They're to get chests. So you'll see the chest, and there's ways that you can unlock the chest, much like this game. There's different kinds of chests and different ways to unlock them, and that's kind of where the puzzles come in. Most of the time, the puzzles, there's actually a decent amount, but usually the ones that you have to do to progress the story are fairly easy, and I haven't really gotten stuck yet in the game. They fixed a lot of those problems since the old days.
Yeah, the old God of War games were puzzle games.
Yeah, well, it's still a puzzle game. Don't get me wrong, but it's much more tolerable to me. I couldn't even finish any of the old God of War games. I would be yawning and my eyelids would become heavy. I like action games.
They tricked you, yeah, because they look like action games, right?
It's like, yeah, the thing about these action games is they like to differentiate themselves from other action games by incorporating fairly easy puzzles between the mindless, in quotes, combat. But that actually makes the games that are just mindless combat the exception, because there are so many action games that incorporate really fun puzzles between the action.
Okay, now I can use the analog stick again. That was really weird. I was having that same problem as I had earlier. Maybe it was
maybe the mouse was like...
I don't know.
That
was
might have been
weird.
something with the mouse, but it looks like we're doing all right here.
Yeah.
For more. Nothing new, I'm afraid.
Nothing new, Jacko?
However, so you got your pretty standard selection of items. You got your healing
Are
items.
those the weapons, the starting weapons? You can buy different ones?
I don't know if these are the same as the starting weapons, but they're low-level
like
weapons. They kind of do, don't they? So, the thing with the shields, instead of having like a bunch of different numbers to calculate how effective your shield is, I think they just have that toughness rating. It's like it's a B toughness. I guess that means it can take more hits.
I like simplifying.
It's very simple in that respect, but
it's not necessarily, actually most of the time, it's not better to make things look more complicated than they need to be.
And this is really cool. There's, like I said, a ton of abilities that you can learn for each weapon. So like if you wanted to be a caster, you get these, like a Essence of Fire, like a unique fire ability. So pretty much any class that you pick, you're going to find a bunch of different abilities that you can use. And I don't know, I'm still getting used to that style of combat where you're just charging up. You know, it reminds me of Final Fantasy 13 because that's what you do in that game. I don't know where I'm going here. Oh, okay. I didn't know where that was going to throw me. But in Final Fantasy 13, you're filling up the stagger bar until the enemies get staggered, and that's when you actually start dealing damage to them. Before that, you're just chipping away, you know? And that's kind of what it feels like here, because you spend a lot of time just building up that soul meter, and you really do a lot of damage when you're using those abilities. And before that, I mean, you know, some, but not a ton.
Yeah.
So it's got that flow. If that's your thing, that cat, oh my god, that cat.
Yeah, it seems like there's some strategy to it, and I don't think from what I'm seeing, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's overly complex. I think it's something that would take some time to learn, but it would probably be very rewarding once you learn how to combine the abilities well and figure out good combinations, and you get the muscle memory to really get it down. I could see it definitely being pretty satisfying gameplay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I think there's also guns. And in addition, just a few quick things. I know we got to cut it right now, but I wanted to point out just a couple more things. There's an aura system where, for example, this one, rolling costs 20% more stamina, but arrows deal 20% more damage. So, you know, you can obviously think of a build that you would want to use with that with. And like this one I had, combo finishers heal for 5%. So, and there's a bunch of those. Some of them some of them are destroyed when you die. So, I mean, there's a lot of variety. The mechanics they're not what I expected. They're very complex in a lot of areas and very simple in others. But I think it's a good mix, what I've experienced so far. But like, oh yeah, this is the everything in my inventory. Just like, look at all this crap. Look at all this stuff, this unsorted crap.
It's a lot of boots.
It's like, how do you? Okay, so here's how you would look at it sorted, you know. But just a ton of stuff.
Well, I've seen worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah, the fact that you can choose the type of item at the top, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, nothing about this is terrible and unbearable.
It doesn't look
fine.
unmanageable. Yeah, but
So-
it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's an incredibly challenging game, and if you love Souls games at all in any capacity, or just like action games, you know, you could just classify it as a very, very difficult 2D platformer, and that works too. I don't know. So, I mean, I think almost everybody can find something in it that they would like, you know, except for exploding arrow guys.
You have to like a hard game, though. I think that's it.
That's true.
No casuals, but
I mean, part of the I guess
nothing wrong with casuals, but
No.
This game's not casual.
Oh, you know what else is funny? That always kills you the first time you walk under it because you don't have that much health.
Oh.
What did it leave me with? 1 health? I don't even know. But yeah, incredibly difficult. But I mean, that's the point of playing a game, is to like learn learn patterns and beat an opponent who starts off better than you. Like, that's kind of the whole point of playing a video game, right? To learn something or get better at a skill, sort of.
The weapon disappears when you jump.
It does. They stole a lot of our ideas.
Which I'm fine with. I mean, I'm fine with that. Dead Cells, the only time you see the weapon is when you pull it out to attack with it. That's how they avoided drawing the weapon in the character's hand at all times. Like, that's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah.
When you're solving these visual issues and these art problems in games, it can be kind of a headache, and that sounds like a nightmare to do. Now, I know there are games that have done it, but that's a time-consuming problem to solve.
Yeah. I
wouldn't want to put more than one weapon in a game that we develop, but I'd be more open to it now because you could just have the weapon appear when you attack with it.
Right.
It looks like a little bit cheap, but most people don't even really notice.
I don't think it looks cheap at all.
Yeah.
I mean, once you look for it, it looks strange, but it doesn't bother me at all, really.
Yeah. Anyway, that was just one quick aside that I noticed while you were talking.
So I don't know. I mean, it's still fairly recent. I would pick it up though. I would pick it up if you like games of this type.
So thanks again to Adult Swim Games for providing us with a copy of this title, and thank you for watching.
GameSack.
Oh yeah, you can check out our Discord server too. We never talk about that.
Oh yeah, check the Discord.
Yeah, check it out in the description below. All right, bye.
Bye.